move to our panel number 2 on local government strategies. So the first part of the program was really setting the stage, and now we'll get to talk about some more specific local examples. Our first 2 speakers are with Bay Area jurisdictions. Our first speaker is Erik Pearson, the Environmental Services Manager at City of Hayward. Erik, let me know when you're ready with your presentation and I can stop sharing my screen.
All right, I'm ready to go here.
Great.
All right, good morning, everybody. I'm going to talk a little bit about Hayward's Z&E policies and some projects that we've implemented in the last few years. In case you're not familiar with Hayward, we're located in the East Bay. We're the 6th largest city in the Bay Area with a population of about 160,000. We have a large industrial sector, and we are the home of CSU East Bay and Chabot Community College. We are very diverse. We have more than 40% Hispanic or Latino, also a large Filipino population. For many years, our council has been very supportive of sustainability. Safe, clean, and green have been the top priorities for more than 10 years. In 2007, our mayor established our City Council Sustainability Committee, and that's about when we started to develop our first climate action plan. In 2014, we updated our CAP and incorporated it into the general plan. And then this year, we updated our greenhouse gas emission reduction targets to include a target for 2030 and also a carbon neutrality goal for 2045. So we'll be updating that CAP to address those new goals. So in 2013, we started planning town. The initial plan was to simply meet the city ordinance, which was to have a LEED silver building. But before too long, we realized that Z&E was possible, and our city council directed us to go for it. We achieved Z&E by incorporating additional energy efficiency, lots of extra insulation, as well as operable windows on the building. And we put solar on the roof of the library as well as on the top of the adjacent parking structure. Another cool feature of the library is a rain catchment system. Now, this isn't necessarily related to Z&E, but that was worth mentioning. We were able to use the basement in the old library across the street to capture water from both the building and the parking structure and the park. That water will be filtered and pumped back for non-potable uses in the library. And here's a picture showing the installation of some weight-bearing plastic blocks in the old basement. So at the in the fall of 2015, we started construction on the all-electric Z&E library. There was lots of excitement, and so at this time, our sustainability committee asked us to develop a policy that would require all future city buildings to be Z&E. And so we brought a recommendation to the sustainability committee and recommended that we follow the state's lead and apply this standard to any buildings starting in 2025. And the committee's response was, well, why do we need to wait till then? Let's get going right away. So in May of 2016, our council adopted this policy that all new city buildings will be Z&E, and all retrofits of existing buildings that exceed 50% of the building's value will be Z&E. And this was to apply to any building that started design after January 2017. And then in December of 2016, our council adopted another goal to achieve Z&E across our portfolio of city facilities by 2025. So So then our library nearing completion. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we're doing on the overall Z&E goal. We've been producing renewable energy at our city facilities for since the 80s. We had a cogeneration system since 1982 and then replaced it in 2015 that uses biogas to create electricity. And we also have rooftop solar on several other facilities, including our corporation yard and fire stations. And then we have solar at the water pollution control facility. The first 1 megawatt system was installed in 2010. And then earlier this year, we added another 600 kilowatts. And this shows kind of how we're doing across our entire portfolio. This is taking into consideration both natural gas and electricity. As of last year in 2019, we were generating about 65% of our total energy demand and about 80% of our total electricity needs. And Hayward is a member of the EPA's Green Power Partnership. And as of January this year, we were ranked number 28 on their list of the top 30 green power producers for on-site generation. Some new Z&E projects that we have in the works. We have a new fire station and training center that just broke ground. This will be a Z&E project. The existing training center is a collection of old buildings that have been developed over the last 40 years, including a training tower and storage buildings and a burn building. This facility is adjacent to the Hayward Executive Airport, so it also houses our aircraft rescue unit. And it's also going to have a BART car on an elevated platform for rescue simulations. And this training center also includes a partnership with Chabot Community College for their fire science program. Several of the buildings will have solar. The only gas to the site will be for a gas range. Unfortunately, the building permit went through prior to adoption of our REACH code, but the project will have sufficient solar to offset that gas use. Another project that's currently in design is a new community center. This is going to replace the existing Eden Youth and Family Center in South Hayward. It's currently housed in an old elementary school. The new building is going to include health center, counseling, tutoring, and this project will be Z&E. And then finally, to address some of those, try to avoid those missed opportunities that we've talked about. Our council in January this year adopted a 3-year strategic plan with a variety of projects identified. And one of those is to prepare a plan to facilitate the transition of natural gas appliances to electric in city facilities. So that's one of the next projects on our to-do list. So, and that's what I've got to share today. And I guess that will take questions at the end of this panel.
That's correct. Thank you, Eric.